off your career in upcycling and creating beautiful customer commissions?
Right, well, it all started when I was my husband, myself and my daughter were made redundant all in the same week. It was actually my husband's idea to start like just doing furniture. He'd seen someone's chest of drawers and they put amazing wallpaper on them, and they were selling them for like, her name was Bryony Porter, selling them for like £1,000. And I was like, no, I can't do that. But like that sort of started, I was like, I could definitely do something similar. So me and my husband, with very little money that we had, because obviously we'd just been made redundant, went to a charity shop, bought a chest and a bookcase, and took it home. And I painted it, and I made it look a bit like Fornacetti. Put it on eBay that day, and they sold like that weekend. And that's how it started. It was like so quick and so like, oh my God, we can actually earn money. And also I was making stuff that in my brain I've always wanted to do, but because there's nothing out there that I liked. So you only had IKEA, and that was it. So every time I sold a piece, I'd put a bit more money into buying another piece to do up, and it was every day I was doing a new piece. And that's how it started. And there was nothing to see or learn from back then. No one was doing videos of how to decoupage or how to varnish. There was no paint for furniture. There was only chalk paint.
Yeah.
I hated it. It was like painting with cottage cheese. So
and
I absolutely hated it.
That was the same trend. Everyone was doing that trend.
Yeah, and that's all there was. And I knew I didn't want to chalk paint my furniture because I didn't like the finish. So there was nowhere to go, nowhere to learn. So everything we did from the beginning to now is just being self-taught, making mistakes, trial and error, and then finally finding products. Like actually the reason we found Polyvine is I started to gold leaf furniture about 6 years ago, like before anyone had ever done it. So I was like, it's never been done, it needs to be tough, how are we going to do this? So we tried it and it worked, and I was like, it actually is great for gold leafing. Then move on about 4 years when I met Pete and Ronnie to find out that that crystal clear was being used like in Thailand to do gold leafing on temples for years. And so that's how I found Polyvine in the first instance, just that product. So we were going to our local hardware store, and that's how we started to learn about it. It was like, God, this is perfect. Like this should be out on the Instagram or anywhere, like learning what it is. So that's what we did with all our products and everything we've made. We've had to like trial and error, muck it up, fail at it, all these things. So then I started to teach it when I moved to this workshop 4 years ago, because I knew people out there had nowhere to go, because it was all, everyone's always upcycled. It's always been there, but there's never been a professional sort of finish upcycle. It's always been like you've chucked it down the stairs, shabby shit, that's all there was. So I started teaching it, and then that's when I brought the products in to like, these are the sort of products you need. I've never been affiliated with people. I didn't want to be paid by anyone, and I only use products that I actually like, end of story, because I do it for a living. So and then that's how it started, and it just snowballed, and suddenly I was doing furniture on my balcony, then moved to my kitchen table, and then we got offered a shop. And I was like, can't afford it. And they were like, we really want you in there. We love your stuff. We'll come to a good deal. So they did, amazingly. And then, it's just grown into the brand it is today. In
7 years that's been then.
7 years,
your first charity shop find. That's amazing.
I know, it's crazy. It's so long as well. It feels like it's still like yesterday to me.
That's incredible. Well, I'm excited because I'm discovering this whole new world of stuff, and it's really inspiring me because I'm not very creative like that. I'm creative in lots of other ways, but when it comes to like my interiors, like I'm so boring at home, and I look around and I'm like, oh God, I've got these gorgeous like wooden pieces of furniture, but they're just dated now, and I'm like, oh God, I need to do something about it.
That's the thing as well. We've never really, even though we've had jobs in our past, we've never really been able to afford exactly what we want ever. So suddenly when I started doing this, so there are pictures of my flat that were very beige and magnolia and had the occasional nice piece from IKEA or whatever. When I started doing this, I realized like this here was a free piece of furniture.
Amazing.
Everything in my flat is either upcycled from a charity shop or I've made it. And so all the money that we've had to maybe do it up has gone on wallpaper or a nice carpet. So suddenly our whole flat has completely changed because it looks like it's really, really expensive when actually it's not at all. It's far from it. And so that's what's opened up a lot of people, and especially in lockdown, we found how many people have messaged us saying, oh, thank you for your inspiration, thank you for your free lives, I've done this, because they were stuck indoors. They had the time to suddenly try something new, because you get caught up in work, usually you don't have time to do stuff. God, I can actually paint a bit of furniture. Oh my God, I've actually done this, and they've never tried it before. So that's obviously blown up, because everyone is doing, not just the professional upcycler or someone who wants to do it as a hobby, everybody is using products now.
So you definitely saw that surge then in lockdown of people.
Oh, crazy. Yeah, well, I mean, I had that the last few years teaching, but people were paying to come here and learn because they want to do it as a hobby.
Yeah.
When I started to do free workshops every day on live Instagram, oh my God, it was like we were having thousands of people.
Whoa.
Yeah, thousands. And then we were like, people, it got up to like 15,000 people watching our lives. Yeah.
That's
insane. And then we're having emails and people sending us gifts, thanking me for giving all this stuff for free. Because I also put on my website how to use the products, which products to use when you're gilding, which products to use when you're wallpapering, or when you're using wrapping paper, and all these things. So they could just download it and print out. And people were sending me gifts. It was incredible. I was like, oh my God, they've got to stop. I'm not doing this for any reason. I don't want stuff. I'm just happy to do it, because to be honest, it was helping me through lockdown as well.
Yeah,
all my work had dried up. I was doing restaurants, hotels, nothing was happening. So it was giving me something to do.
That's incredible. Did you see any results of what people were doing through lockdown? Were people sharing their stuff with you?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still sharing now. I shared one this morning. I did live on Sunday of how to make giant sweets for your Christmas.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And it was glass sponges and ice cream cones. And people are sending me pictures of those. The one just now is like, oh my God, that's even better than mine. It's amazing. It's lovely. And I think even after lockdowns happen, I think people have changed the way they live, and they will definitely make more time to do stuff like that for their mental health.
Talk to me a little bit about the name, because you mentioned the word muck just now, but I don't know, Muck N Brass, where did that come from?
So it's a northern saying, where there's muck, there's brass. So where there's rubbish, there's money to be made. That's what it is.
And that's exactly what you did.
Yeah, where there's rubbish, there's money.
So all of your pieces, I've noticed since I've been following you, are hugely they're vibrant, they're fun, they're bright. What inspires that? Why is that your style?
I think, I'm always been a colourful person. At the beginning, if you can be bothered to scroll right to the bottom, you'll see how it's changed from the day, because I've never deleted a picture, and every single thing I've made has been put on my Instagram. So you'll see from the very first piece and then up to now, how it was sort of a bit different, and it was really different back then. But looking at it now, you're well, not really. But back then, it was that was still outrageous. Yeah. And then it's sort of grown. It's I've gone crazier and crazier, and I've just gone, do you know what? Sometimes I'll make things that are a bit boring as such, but only if I like it. I only make things that I like.
Yeah.
And obviously it's just got brighter, bigger, and just crazier, because I've had the confidence, and people are starting to grow confident in buying stuff like that, whereas they never used to.
That's funny. The word confidence was literally on the tip of my tongue. I was surely over the years that has come.
I mean, even now I'm still learning. I'm still learning every day about different products and stuff, because there was no paint. People don't realise that really, when I started, no one was using it at all. No one was painting furniture. You only had gloss paint or chalk paint. That was it. So over the last couple of years alone, the products have changed massively. But funny enough, Polyvines haven't. They've always been there.
Have you found it sold quite well? Have people been quite?
I always get people asking, which one should you use? When should I use heavy duty extreme? Blah blah blah. So we'll always be like that, and we'll always, promote people.
So looking at your background, I might have answered this question myself already. We know you're a fan of bright colours. Which is the colour that you with most?
I know. I feel if you bought Barbara Cartland in Lidl. Yeah, if you made Barbara Cartland.
Do you have your most memorable flip? The one thing that you've flipped that you're like, or even created or made that you're just like, that's one that I'm so proud of, I'll remember forever?
It has to be my gorilla, my pink gorilla. Yeah, because that was that. Weirdly, now I look at it, it looks really small because now all my animals have got even bigger. But when we first got that was a big investment make, basically, because I had no one who wanted it. It was just something I thought, you know what, I've got this in my mind, and I just know it's going to look amazing. And I just was so confident inside about it before I even made it. And then when I found this really light pink leaf, which no one can get hold of, which is brilliant. Because obviously I don't mind sharing, but God, everyone literally makes Muck N Brass every day. You'll make something and then everyone's doing it. So you're like, sometimes you just want to make something that you think they're not going to be able to do this. And I remember sitting in there, leafing it, thinking, I was doing his back, and my husband and an assistant I had at the time was the other side, and I'm like, I can't believe how amazing this looks. Like, we were all like, oh my God, look at him. And he has been, one of my best sellers ever since. Like, I can't.
So you make him regularly then? You make him regularly, you sell him a lot?
Well, I try not to, because I wanted not to have too many out there, but it's really difficult when you think, well, we might need the money. Like, okay, we'll have to make
and bring animals, obviously. I loved your giraffe.
Well, the thing is with them as well, that just went off on a thing because I did a TV show a couple of years ago, and we had to basically, in the TV show, had to find stuff, pay for it yourself, do it up, and then sell it for a profit, and whoever made the most profit won. And I found these broken animals. Right. And that's how it started. I found the gorilla with a smashed head open. I thought, well, I know, I'll fix it and just make a lamp out of him. And then I kept in contact with the guy, and I just get stuff that's broken and fix it. And that's how that's happened. So that wasn't planned. So, you never know which way to go.
Do animals, you were like, actually, there's an opportunity here to fix these poor broken animals.
Exactly. And then not the usual. And also, like, we've got now the jumpers are going crazy, which we didn't plan to happen. Like, you just don't know. We just run with it every time.
Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? That's always how the best ideas kind of come to fruition, and sometimes a lot of stuff like this is random, which I think is amazing. Okay, you've talked a lot about the Polyvine products and why you use them and how you sort of came about using them. What do you think you use the most?
Crystal clear and metal leaf size.
Yeah, they all do. So that's
gallons of those.
For anybody that doesn't know what they're for, talk to me about how you use the metal leaf size.
So the metal leaf size I use for all my gilding, and it's the only one. It really, really, truly is the only one to use.
And the crystal clear lacquer for your nice glossy, shiny finish.
Yes, I always do. Well, I use satin finish on furniture and wood and paint.
Yeah.
And I use the gloss on the gold leafing and the gilding and stuff, because I do a lot of gilding. Like, actually, I've got 2 giraffes to do out there this week. But yeah, I mean, I do use heavy duty extreme as well a lot when I make furniture for people like Nando's and stuff, because obviously it needs to take a bit of traffic.
So coming up to Christmas then, Zoe, what exciting things have you been creating aside from your giant sweets?
Yeah, well, I've actually been working on Christmas since February.
Amazing.
Which I always do, and I like to have it wrapped up really quickly, but because of lockdown, I sort of changed what my products would be this year, because went lockdown in March, and I was like, okay, what if we're still like this in December? I was like, okay, so people are going to be at home, they're going to want things to do. I'd already started doing my workshops, and so I thought, right, I was thinking more of kit based. I was thinking, what can I do that I could sell as kits or to teach people? My first thought was I was going to do gold leafing kits, but because it was blown up so much, everyone knows about it now and knows what to do. But I was thinking, what can I teach? So I started working on sewing kits where it's on recycled fabric. We print everything on so you can make your own tree decorations. We had, what else did we have? Oh God, so much stuff. And then by the time Christmas actually came, the jumpers took off by accident, and that was just creating like, oh my God, there's too much work. I can't put any new Christmas products on just yet. So I haven't got all the Christmas products on as it is at the minute, because I'm trying to stagger it. But it is definitely more kit-based, teaching how-tos, because people are sat at home, they want to try new things. I've already taught them just about everything this year, so I don't want them to suck eggs, but so that's why I came up with the sewing kits. And I also then started the Zoom parties,
Yeah.
where I will send everyone everything, and we make Christmas tree toppers.
Oh, amazing.
Or pitch wreaths, and I host the party. And I also have been doing my bit of, you know, anyone who was chucking toys away, send them in. I pay for postage, and I also send them like a surprise little gift from the website for sending them in. So
That's
we're like
nice.
saving all that from landfill, and then I use them in the kitsch wreath kits for parties.
Okay. Amazing.
That's what I've been doing, because obviously there's no parties, no one's getting together. I've had lots of groups of friends join who haven't seen each other. That's been great fun, and then everyone just gets drunk and makes a big kitsch wreath. I got 3 this week, which are just ones that you could have booked on my website, so you don't need to have loads of friends. You can just book on your own and join lots of others.
Oh, that's nice.
But yeah, I'm doing lots of corporate events and things like that. So yeah, that's been Christmas.
You're busy. It's not like you're going, oh, you know what, it's been have a little rest before.
Yeah.
It's like, no, full on. Well, you've definitely inspired me as somebody that's not that, you know, I'm not into kind of making stuff and upcycling. I'm definitely going to give it a bit of a go. Oh, thank you so much.
Pleasure, my love.
Nice to meet you.
And you.
All right, take care.
Have a nice day. See you later.
Bye.